I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
Well, welcome back to another Crypto Bros
Holly Girl.
podcast.
What number is this one?
32.
32. Wow.
32!
Oh, mysterious.
You think that's a coincidence?
I think not.
Because right before we started filming this, SafeMoon started following us.
Oh my gosh, it's
And it happens to be our 32nd podcast.
Wow.
Maybe it was because our guest, if you want to make him big screen,
yeah.
Jeremiah with the water cooler, maybe somehow they figured out he was going to be on.
Hey.
But welcome to the show, Jeremiah.
Wow, that's a revelation.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're super stoked to have you on, and we love the shades, and we're going to get right into it.
Yeah.
So when we get to how we usually start the show off, Jeremiah, is we're going to talk a little bit about crypto. And I wanted to kind of get into it. It might be a little bit more serious than normal just because of the FTX fallout. There's more info coming on that, but there's more info that is leaked every day. I don't know how much of it's true, how much of it's not. But one of the things that has actually come out of that is a lot of distrust in the crypto community, not necessarily with each other, but with projects. And we keep fighting this uphill battle about being legitimate, you know, and things like this come out and it really dampers the mood, right? There's some crazy accusations out there going on out of this FTX fallout about, I saw one where it says when they released an internal audit that they didn't even have an accountant on their staff. I don't know how much of this is true. That's why we're not going to get into all that stuff. But it's also caused more accusations outside of that with other exchanges. And I've seen rumors of this one is now that they're insolvent. They can't process things. This one's shutting down. Somebody at the Abu Dhabi Finance Convention was making accusations against CZ and him being corrupt, and it just keeps snowballing. It's like pushing this snowball down a hill. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But the part that I think affects us and who we care about, not that we don't care about the projects, because obviously we do. We're not going to get into bag sizes or anything, but I'm going to guess all five of us are invested in different projects. What's happening though is now investors are confused, right? They don't know what the hell's going on. And now they're getting angry because they don't know what's going on, right? They're turning on each other. We're seeing it on Twitter. We're seeing it on all sorts of social medias. People are taking sides against one another, for a project, against a project, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And not only is a bull market changing people's perspectives and attitudes, but when we have something like FTX go down, it's just like, ugh. You know, I don't have a word except
It's the
like,
horn.
yeah,
The horn of the bull.
yeah. But it's one of those deals where we always say that the right projects, the good projects, the ones with utility, the ones with vision, the ones with teams are going to rise to the top. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you the same thing is happening with people, with individuals in this crypto space, that the cream is going to rise to the top. True colors are going to shine. Part of the reason that we wanted you, Jeremiah, on this show, not necessarily today, but just in general, was because of attitude.
Yes.
The positiveness, the information, the just being a good human being. You know, that's how we got with Holly. Most people know the story, so I won't tell the whole thing, but the whole reason she's here is because after being on Twitter for months, we thought, here's a person that understands crypto, and she's the most positive person I've ever seen on Twitter Spaces. And we don't really deal with drama, and so we had her on as a guest, and now she's one of the bros. I don't know how else to say it. A bro with a braid. That's what she is, a bro with a braid. But guys, I just have to, and this is just coming from my heart, just throwing
He's
this
got
out
him.
here. We've said it before. We've got to do better, right? We've got to do better. As human beings, we have to be better, okay? And I'm not preaching to just everybody. I'm including myself in that too. It is time to stick up for one another. It is time to help one another. It is time to have some tact. It is not time to chase clout. It is not time to worry about how many followers you have, how any of that sort of stuff. Be a good person, because my gut tells me we haven't seen the worst of it yet. Now, Greg
No.
might disagree with me. He thinks maybe we're going to bounce sooner than later. I still think we got a couple months of this to come. And I hope we are at the bottom of people treating each other without respect, without decency. There's a lot of people that I respect in the social space of crypto. A lot of people, okay? I get a lot of different information from a lot of different people. Sometimes that information is just a smile, right? It just makes my day. I see it, I laugh, it's funny. Sometimes it's good crypto information, but we've got to learn to treat each other better. And if we can't do that, like, we're not always going to get along with everybody, right? It's just not going to happen. We're all humans. We all have faults. Then how about just take the old adage of, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we absolutely don't know what one another is going through,
Yeah,
right? And so this has turned into a soapbox moment, and I don't mean it to be that way. But guys, I just plead with you. We've got to do better, okay? It's time, if you ask me, to put the projects on notice, to let them, for us to do our research on the projects. We got to stop buying hype. We've just got to stop doing that. We've got to do our research. We've got to communicate with one another, because Jeremiah, you might have information I don't have. And if you're willing to share that with me, I can share what I have with you, and we can make educated decisions on that. So believe in people, because eventually I think the good ones will win out. I just believe that with all my heart. If I'm proven wrong, that'll be a devastating day. But we've got to do better with one another, especially in hard times, because we have not been in the Twitter game for very long. We've been in the crypto game for a long time. But I've seen so many people from far away who I would have said were like this that aren't like that anymore. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
We only get one go at this, and we've got to start treating each other better. And so, although that doesn't have a ton to do with crypto projects,
But it does.
green and red candles,
Yeah.
Words right out of my mouth.
it still does.
It does.
does.
A lot.
And so,
It has a lot to do with the projects, because it's projects that are, instead of banding together, they're going after one another. Well, not projects itself, but the communities, I guess.
communities of the projects,
Right.
yeah.
And so, we always love to say we're all going to make it, right? But how are we all going to make it if it's not together?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
and honestly, Holly, I'll tell you, I don't want to make it if you don't make it. I don't.
I don't either.
I really want everyone to make it,
Well, no, I'm just joking.
except Greg.
No, I'm
Except
joking.
Greg. Because somebody pointed out last week that he always puts a unicorn on me, which he has since the very beginning. And so
Yeah.
therefore I owe him a gut punch.
Who
But
pointed that
besides
out?
Greg, we need to
I
start
know.
treating each other better, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jeremiah has been around Twitter as long as I have. From the beginning, we used to really fight that FUD, when it came to SafeMoon, and him and I shared that same very protective mentality over SafeMoon. So when we hear somebody wanting to FUD it, we immediately want to correct those people. The one thing that, well, not the one thing, but one thing that Jeremiah and I have in common is that we are able to correct the people without attacking the people.
Mm-hmm.
There is a big difference, of somebody coming at you and saying, I don't have the same opinion with you, and bashing you and your character and what you believe in, whereas saying, well, I don't have that same opinion and this is why. But having those logical conversations as to why you disagree is where everybody is missing that mark, honestly, because once it becomes personal, you should automatically know you lose that battle. Right? Like you don't why would you want to make it personal? Why would you want to call people dumb? Why? Educate them. That is what we've been here for from the very beginning, is to educate the people, not to bash them.
Yeah, and if you get to the point where you just have to agree to disagree, so be it. But that doesn't mean you have to hate one another.
Yes, that's my favorite. And my favorite saying is, we're all different for a reason. If we weren't, life would be pretty boring. And I mean, that is, I stand by that, because I love my favorite conversation. And Josh, when we had our 4-hour talk this past Tuesday,
4.5, but nobody's counting.
Wow. It's like a Twitter space.
challenge my mind, give me that rebuttal, but do it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite conversations, is just the ones that you can have this healthy conversation, but they're so different. It's a different view.
So
but
walk and respect each other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and conversations have evolved too, to where it's almost like an argument of, I have to win the conversation. Nobody has to win a conversation. We can just talk, right? And we can still share a drink afterwards, even if we don't agree on something. At least on 99.9% of the subject matter that we can absolutely talk about. There are some moral things and ethical things that maybe you're not going to share a meal with somebody over, right?
Yeah.
If you don't see eye to eye. But you're right, Holly. Challenge me, because I hope you change my mind. I really do. I hope you have the information that makes me go,
Right.
oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. Maybe if I looked at it that way, I might be able to make better decisions, invest in different projects, maybe go outside the BSC chain, whatever that may look like for whoever we're talking about. I think you're 100% correct there. So,
But another thing to that is, if you don't change my mind, respect that. We agree to disagree and move on. Don't keep hounding me as to why I'm wrong. You're not going to change my mind. Just let me be.
Yeah.
That let me be is like my, I just don't get it. And I think that's where we're really, struggling the most is, okay, you told him, you gave that information. Now let it go.
yep.
Let it go.
That's it. And I think that's a great point, because, often I go into other communities and I talk to other people that are, they're bullish about their project, they're bullish about their coin that they're investing in, a token. And you come in there and you want to change hearts and minds. And I tell people, like, hey, listen, even if we don't change hearts and minds and spread the truth, still respect one another. We're in all of this together. The bigger picture is, we're not worldly adopted yet, okay? And we need to figure out a way that we all can talk, find the things we have in common with one another, and also like have this thing where we can go and lobby, maybe Washington, or you might be able to go and lobby the politicians of your country that you live in. And and I want people to understand that I'm not here to take over. I'm not here to convince you need to buy SafeMoon, or convince you that I need to buy your thing. I'm just like, look, we need to talk, and even if we go around and we kind of hang back in our tribal groups, we still can come together as a collective and have these conversations and figure out a plan where we can put our money where our mouth is, and try to get these things passed where we become a thing in the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. You said it perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
Jeremiah, let's get into you a little bit now. I think that's a great way to kind of get into Jeremiah. So
Let's do it.
for anybody that doesn't know who you are, you want to just take a moment to kind of introduce yourself and what it is you do with the Watercooler?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. I'm Jeremiah from the SafeMoon Watercooler. I have been in SafeMoon for almost, well, I think it's definitely been over a year and a half. But I'm, we basically run a show on Twitter, and a few people show up. I get an opportunity to interview a lot of presidents of companies and CEOs, and me and my co-host Addict, name is Kevin. I really created the safemoon water cooler for people to come and relax, get truth, some positivity, some good music, some good conversations, and well, a good conversation, I guess, converse amongst one another, and just have a good time. I actually created it because, as Holly mentioned back in the day, when we were in the spaces fighting the flood against, the church, paid people, the flood ceremony. Gee, it's like it was driving people crazy. And you think Reddit was bad? Come to Twitter, it was bad. I
It was
mean,
bad. It was so bad.
and I'm a positive guy, but or at least I try to be. But at the same time, I'm a lion. When it comes to safemoon, the community, the people, I'm very protective, as she said, and I try not to let people see that other side of me. But I don't play, because this is money. This is our families' futures that we have invested in, and we're hoping this thing moons the way that we're planning it to moon. But either way, we're here for that fight. So I just want to provide a platform for people just to come and relax and get away from all the craziness and hear some truth, to say the least.
Well, and you're doing a very good job with that. I don't know, I can't remember, to be honest with you, because I've been in so many spaces over the last few months. I don't know if I've ever come up and talked in your space or not, but I've sat back underneath and listened, which is kind of what we do in real life. We're more of the guys that will sit back in the corner and pay attention, and then be like,
Well,
okay, that's legit. Now let's dive in. Except Craig.
Well,
So Caleb and I do that.
yeah, well, hopefully we can have the crypto bros on the water cooler and Holly on the water cooler one day, and we all can just get up there and kick it and introduce the world to you guys too as well.
Hey man, we're all about it. We're all about collaborating with anybody that's good people.
Oh,
That's just our priority is, hey, let's help out each other, and whatever that looks like, because we say it all the time. Whatever we can do for you, let us know. We may not know what that is, but if there's something, it never hurts to ask, right?
Absolutely.
But it is a very chill space. You've done a very good job with it. It's pretty impressive to me, the guests that you do get to come on. Are those scheduled, or do people just stop in sometimes? Or is it both?
No, for the most part, they're all scheduled.
Okay.
I'm not paid by SafeMoon or anything like that, but I have a relationship with SafeMoon, and we get everything scheduled and everything. So I can probably just leave it at that. But yeah.
So let me, you know what, you bring up a good point. I'm going to go a little bit off topic here, okay?
Yeah, sure.
So you got the water cooler, which you don't get paid for. Why do you do it? Because people ask us the same thing. We don't make money off what we do, right? And if we ever got to that point, our whole deal is we want to give back, right? But right now we don't. So why do you do it if you don't get paid?
No, that's a good question. And trust me, I wish I can get paid.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
right?
I'm an entrepreneur, and I need to get paid too. It'd be nice. The donation wallet is up there, but
Yeah.
yeah, but just like anybody, when you give your time and you have a passion and love for it, yes, it does go a long ways. For me, I do have a passion. I love to talk, connect with people. And but on the other side, I think about that often. Like, man, how can I really monetize this thing? Where things are down right now. I need to make money. I have a business that I haven't been paying attention to, because it's in the when I do the water cooler, it's prime time where I should be making money. But I say, hey, maybe one day when it moons, this will pay off. Well, listen. Bills need to be paid, okay? So I'm just, so I have to cut. I used to do it 5 times a week, I had to cut it down to 3. And I'm still here. I'm still trying to figure things out. But I really do it for the community. I love the community. But on the other hand, when you don't donate so much of your time and you have a family you need to take care of and everything else, so you got to kind of start weighing the options about what's happening next. But I really do it for all you guys, man. I I guess when you want something bad enough, and you want for people to maybe see your life work in this sense, the consistency is the key. So I hate to give up on anything. I love SafeMoon. I love talking to some of the people there at SafeMoon. And I love talking to the community. But yeah, I really do it for them, and it's just a passion. But I do have those days like, why do I still? What's going on?
Yeah.
Let's get some sponsors here. Let's go.
We all do. We all do, Jeremiah. Believe me. I mean, especially being around as long as we both have. It's like, man, why do we keep coming back? This is a lot, but I can tell you that, not only myself, but a lot of people in the community look forward to the water cooler every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that is the truth. Like this morning, I was looking, and I think you might have started like 3 minutes late, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right at that time, I was like, okay, the water cooler is supposed to be coming on. Where is it at? I honestly, it actually, as I'm working, because it's the time where like I start to log into work and it's my background noise, and I can hear, all the information and do my job at the same time. So I look forward to it because it keeps me company as I'm working from home. So I really do look forward to it. It's one of my favorite spaces because it's more conversation, and it's just kind of like, here's what's going on, and then we go, the people go off in tangents about food. I mean, today we talked a lot about food and Thanksgiving, and it's not just specific towards, but it's just kind of getting to know people and just kind of a conversation, and I enjoy it a lot. So we appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah, and Jeremiah, I kind of thought maybe I might know what your answer was before you said what your answer was, but the passion and continuing to do it, you do a great job, man. Yeah, I mean, you really do, and you can tell it's about the people, and I think that's what makes it so genuine, is that it's not. There doesn't seem. I hope this doesn't sound bad. It doesn't seem like an alternative motive. Like, you know what? You're not looking for something else. You are for the people. And I love those spaces where I do like a little bit of structure, but I do like to be able to talk about anything, right? Yeah. And that your space is right up that alley. So continue to do what you do, man, because it's good.
Thank you. And like I said, at the end of the day, is really for just the love of the community. And I don't do it. Just I never intended to do anything for profit or anything else like that. But I do love the community, and it's just you just never know what's going to happen, especially on the water cooler, right? You just don't know. I mean, we can go into the technical things and we have other spaces for that. I just want to, just give people where they can just like let down your hair. Let's get to know, what do you do for a living? What are you eating? Did you have your coffee? And just really get to the, the nuts of it all. So, I mean, I hope I'm doing a good job. People tend to still show up, so I guess I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, and I tell you the God honest truth, you can't put a dollar amount on none of this, but it's priceless. The relationships, the friendships, the things that have come out of this community, just talking to one another. I mean, I'm just like, look, I'm amazed, and I'm amazed at even what you guys have here. So I can't. This is very flattering, and it gives me a break because I don't have to host. You guys are doing a great job, and well, let's get it.
There you go. Yeah.
Hosting a space is exhausting. It's you
Yes.
always have to. You feel like you're always on edge. Like, okay, I got to make sure I'm doing this, and let's keep the conversation going. What am I gonna say next? Like, it's exhausting. And so, yeah, like I am so proud of you, honestly. Like those are the only words I can use because you had a voice even before the water cooler, and I feel like you're using your voice and your, who you are to make something great for the community, which is the water cooler.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You don't mind if I just shout out SafeMoon too, like John Caroni, Hayden, Jonas, Josh. I'll tell you something, and if you stay consistent, I had an opportunity to go out to the headquarters and meet some of these great people, and they treated us great food, and man, we had awesome conversations, and it was just a wonderful opportunity to go out there and hang out with some of these people. Even the president of Mobiquity came out there, and he's a SafeMoon maxi, okay, for a public company. He's a maxi, and I hung out with him and also Don, and it just really opened up a lot of other opportunities for me, and that I never thought that can actually happen. And so I've always felt like, man, why do I deserve it? But it was just such a wonderful time, and these are things that I've taken with me for the rest of my life that I won't forget. I can't believe I went out to SafeMoon headquarters. I can't believe I met this person, and it's just really been a really true blessing. There are really good quality people out there, and they have our best interests. So just want to send a shout out to them too.
Yeah, and you sound like you sound like a very humble person, and I think sometimes when you are consistent like that, good things are going to happen for you, and I'm super happy that they are for you, and you've got to do some of those cool things. So
Thank you.
keep doing a good job, man. It's the community needs it. We started off about the negative stuff, and that's one thing too. I think sometimes with your space, if it starts to go that way, it gets changed real quick because people are just there's a time and a place for that, I believe, probably, but that sort of negativity I think needs to be more on a personal level and not when there's like 400 people listening, because you don't know what the education to crypto is with the people that are in that space. And if that was the first time anybody had ever shown up in that space and the first thing they heard was something negative, they may just leave and we never see them again, and they get the wrong idea of what's actually going on. So you do a really good job of that. So let me ask you specifically something.
Yeah, sure.
Why are you so bullish on SafeMoon? Is there one part of the SafeMoon ecosystem that makes you super excited over another part, or is it just everything in general?
I think it's everything, but I will say one thing. One thing is the vision. Vision is very important when it comes to a company. It really tells you how far they're looking to go, what type of real change impact they're trying to make. And if it's not big enough for me, I'm not interested. If it's just focused on one thing, this is what we're going to do. This is the type of type of code we're going to create, and it's going to live for. I need vision. I've always been an entrepreneur, and I tell you, if you can't see past next week, you can't see past a year from now, but you're looking 10 years from now, and you're going to actually create this strength to actually, your mind to somehow create this pattern of we're going to get you there. Okay, like the universe gets out the way, and when you're focused, you can really go a long way. So what SafeMoon is doing, wanting to be one of the top 5 technology companies in the future, or why not the top 3? I think one guy asked John. But is that to me is bigger than anything. It's bigger than your city. It's bigger than your state. Bigger than your country. You want to affect the world. So that's one thing that I love about SafeMoon, and also the tokenomics and making the entire space of DeFi and crypto safe, safer than what it is right now. Because moving forward, we're not going to get a lot of institutional investors in crypto if we don't make it safer, and if we don't have the right laws that writes out the guidelines of how this thing is going to be ran, safer, where they feel that their money is not going to get wrecked for. So I think SafeMoon is going to play a big part in that, and I hope it does. And I hope people that's listening, if you don't know about SafeMoon, or if you only heard about it a year and a half ago, take another look at it. Really do some diligence and do some research, because what SafeMoon was and what it is today is completely different. So let's go.
For sure, no doubt, man. I would agree with you 100% on that. The vision is super important, and outside of crypto too. I mean, your personal life, whether it be your day job or whatever it is, if there's no vision past next week or even next year, eventually you're going to stumble unless you just get lucky. So that vision is super important. Have some sort of a roadmap that keeps you on check. And well said. Let me ask you this. Any projects outside of the SafeMoon umbrella that you're super stoked about or excited about, and the answer can be no. I'm just curious.
No, it's cool. I tell people, man, diversify. I mean, look, I love the ecosystem that we're in, but it's not no buts, but it's more or less, we're all here to make money. And there's been cryptos that's been here for a long time. So if people want to buy a little Bitcoin or some Ethereum, a lot of you guys know I actually sold my Ethereum for more SafeMoon when they had a pump last year around this time. But yeah, I have I'm diversified. I got some Doge. I got a little baby Doge. I have some Ethereum still. I put out a little bit in there, nowhere near to the amount that I had before. I got a little Bitcoin. Not a full one, just a couple $100 in it. And I have what else do I have? It's been such a long time since I checked my Bitmark account. I can't even get into it right now. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
But I got a little BBTF, even though that's in the ecosystem. And I got some Hex. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, sounds good, man. I think that you hit the nail on the head, and being diversified is important.
It is.
Sometimes you get people in the SafeMoon umbrella that don't believe that, and that's cool. If that's what you want to do, put all your eggs in one basket. I'm not going to argue with that. Our philosophies seem to mount up pretty close to yours, so we are diversified in different projects, and it's always nice to just ask, because you never know. You may throw something out there and be like, oh, I was just reading about that, so maybe I'll look into it a little bit more. Because I only have so much time to do research, right? So I don't want to have to research everything. So it's in conversation we can figure that out.
Him too,
so what do you guys? So tell me, like, what do you guys have? Like, give me a few coins out there that you guys have that's not in our ecosystem.
One of the main ones outside of what you've already mentioned would be, we are in the Kronos chain, and we do a lot of stuff on the Kronos chain through the Crow swap, through Kronos, and Kron. The other one too is hopefully
we're all over the place, really. I mean, I got some Avalanche stuff on the Avalanche chain. I mean,
Pitbull.
That's BSC.
One that's fairly new that you might check out, because it's actually from around your area, is DFS Mafia. It's a crypto sports, kind of like FanDuel or DraftKings, but it's crypto based. You can use fiat money in it, but that's one that's really getting, I believe, is getting ready to bust out. Not financial advice, but I have money in it. He was actually supposed to be a guest of ours last week, but he had family things come up, so we're hoping to get him on soon.
We like
Holly over there losing it.
Not bad.
But yeah.
What about you, Holly? We haven't forgot about you. What about you? What do you have out there?
I like my blue chips. I have, I invested in XRP a while ago, and XRP has always like been, I don't know, there's something about XRP, and then with this whole lawsuit kind of coming to an end, and there's a settlement, or not a settlement, but I guess, well, it could be a settlement coming up, or just, whatever they decide. I feel like it's going to be in the favor of XRP. I just have this feeling. And so there's just that, for me, there's just that, if they can win against the SEC, holy crap.
Yeah.
And that is what keeps me really bullish as hell on XRP, you guys. Like, I read and I do a lot of research, and the fact that, the judge came and said, hey, we want you to release these emails, was huge, because there's some stuff in that email that's really going to look bad for the SEC. So I am very, very bullish on that. And I also like Cardano, the ADA. I really, really like them. I got them, right when I was, back when I got XRP, and they haven't really, it hasn't moved much. It's gone down, if anything, but I feel like that one might be gonna have a breakout. So I don't know. I am more of the blue chip, and then I, got into the ecosystem of SafeMoon. I mean, and like Jeremiah, like, it honestly was the vision for me. At the very beginning, when I first got into it, I was like, okay, my little brother told me about it. I was like, cool. But it was honestly, like, after hearing and going on the AMAs that they used to host, right? Not the one that when they were in Miami, not that one.
Just to be clear.
Just hearing them talk, and just the things that they, that John had in mind and his vision, I just, as, somebody who works in business, I was like, okay, all of this is making sense. All of, like, these key words that he would say was like, okay, he kind of knows his stuff, right? So that's what got me into SafeMoon, and then of course the ecosystem, and then what Grove is doing. Like,
oh yeah,
is like, I'm so crazy bullish on them that I just feel like I need to, like, accumulate more at this point, because they busted out the like actual roadmap and said, this is what it's looking for, this is what we're shooting for. And March, well, I think it said a blockchain in January, an exchange in March. And this
first
is
quarter
all
for
under,
both. Yeah.
Even the first quarter for the headquarters. And I'm like, holy crap, they're like really moving along, which I feel like, they've been doing things even before we even knew like it was going on. And so, this is why they're coming out with it. But Grove, I feel like, is going to be just as awesome, and they're like all about green, right? So I don't know. I'm just excited for it all. I know it's going to take a little longer for all of these, but I feel like it's coming. Our time is coming.
Yeah, and don't forget about the location of their headquarters too. That,
I know.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Jeremiah, before we move on to the Hollitivity segment, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or anything else you wanted to say?
Nah, you guys are great, man. I'm just here. I got time, bro. I got time. But just to kind of touch on what she just said, I actually believe XRP. I also hold some of that too. I gotta try to find it. It disappeared on me. But yeah. But one thing I will say, I think after this case is over, and I will say when they win, I think it may, in my opinion, it could be the start of the bull market, in my opinion, because it is different if it only affects XRP. It doesn't. It affects the rules, how the FCC can go on, and if they need to go after any other company, they have to do it at least above this particular standard.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's that. A lot of especially blue chips that people think were securities or whatever, that sets the pole like way up there for them to actually have to jump over to actually say, hey, we want to take you to court. So I think it's going to be very good for crypto, moving forward.
Yeah.
Especially if this FX, what is it, FTX didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would have had a lot of even more institutional money wanting to come in. But I think the whole the whole Ripple thing, I think that'd be a positive thing for our market.
Yeah, the FTX is definitely a big speed bump in all of this journey. But I will tell you, my gut tells me if the SEC thought they were going to win against Ripple, it would have already been done. I think the fact that it's taking longer is that gives them time to try to save as much face as they possibly can. I would be shocked if this doesn't rule in the favor of XRP.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons that's one I forgot, but that's one we're invested in too.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if it will go as far as an actual ruling or if it will go as far as a settlement. And then what happens is nobody really everybody kind of gets to save face. So
yeah, when you're talking about the government, that happens a lot too.
Yes, I think that settlement may be more of what the conclusion will be.
It's still a win, though. Yeah. That's still a big win.
I mean, well, yes. I mean, you guys, I get too excited when I talk about XRP.
Do you have an XRP shirt? I don't think I've seen you wear an XRP shirt.
No, that's crazy because that's the one that I really like XRP.
We're just gonna get a white T-shirt and draw it with marker and then send it to you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, I can't believe I don't have one.
XRP shades.
Yeah, I'm getting one now. That's it. I can't believe I don't have one.
Well, since you're.
But I got a glow shirt in the mail today.
Oh.
But when we have glow guests, that's when I'll wear it. So I didn't want to hey, look at my shirt, and then Jared or Brian's on a couple weeks later, and I'm like,
Yeah. But you kind of just did, Holly. I mean, I feel bad that you have one and I don't, so I kind of feel like you just bragged a little bit.
Yeah, and nobody likes a bragger.
Nobody likes a bragger, Holly.
Yes. Dang it.
Yes. All right, well, since you're super stoked now, Holly, we're going to turn it over to you for your segment, the Hollitivity segment.
All right. So, we've had this person already as a guest on our podcast and about a month ago, and it is Mindy. I mean, who doesn't love Mindy?
Yeah, we all love Mindy.
Yes, and that's what I was just gonna say is, so she is actually as much as she's Holly, you're the beacon of positivity, Mindy is a beacon of positivity, and just the way that she presents herself, and on the water cooler, she just she just started talking about how we all need to come together as communities and just really support one another and stop with the tribalism. And I mean, I swear, for me, I just felt like everybody was really listening to her. That they actually stopped and thought, hey, she's absolutely right. Because when Mindy talks, she talks with so much confidence and so much knowledge. And she's been around this crypto world for a really long time. I mean, it's before, we even got involved, or me personally. So she just has so much knowledge behind what she says. And for anybody to actually, not like Mindy would be absolutely insane, because she's just amazing. She's one of my favorite people on Twitter. I know I say that about just about everybody, but she really, really is. And so I felt like she definitely needed to be highlighted, even if we've had her on as a guest.
Sure.
But definitely highlighted in the Hollitivity segment. So the other day, and I think it was on Tuesday, she had posted a tweet that says, kindness, compassion, and drive for what is right is what makes our community and culture be our legacy. What legacy are you creating for yourself? If you haven't given yourself much thought, now is a good time to start. And then she posted a picture, a quote that says, "The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy." And when I saw it, was almost immediate, guys. Like, I was like, this is the one, because of everything going on in the, the crypto Twitter world right now. I feel like what we do for each other is, says a lot about ourselves and helps those people that you're doing something for. And, whether it's just a hi or a funny gif or, an emoji, it does matter. It matters. And so I just feel like we all need to be a little bit more cautious of that, or, conscious. I can't even say a word right now of that.
Conscientious.
Leaving it in, no editing.
I don't know why I'm like having a difficulty. Anyhow, we need to be more self-aware, and we need to, just lift each other up rather than tear each other down. It's no good for anybody, including yourself.
Yep. Yeah, I will tell you, you said one of your favorite people on Twitter, and I know what you meant by that, but Mindy is one of those people that we've never met, right? I mean, through Zoom on the podcast, but she's still one of my just favorite people. Like, every time you hear her, she's the same. And she's usually brings some positivity. She brings a little bit of sass, but she's awesome. That was one of my personal favorites, like behind the scene conversations that we had when we had with Mindy after the fact. I don't know how long it lasted, but it seemed like a really long time. But it was worth every minute of it, and she's awesome. So let's give her a hand. She deserves it.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I have got to meet her like in person. And so I can tell you she's exactly the same in person as she is on Twitter. I mean, exactly the same. It was like I've known her forever. It was, she is just this amazing person. And I hope that she knows how amazing she is and how much she actually helps people.
She doesn't. People like that never do. They never get it. I tell people that all the time. It's just that they'll never understand, but hopefully there's something that happens in their life that at least gives them a glimpse of that, so that they continue to be those people, because the world has a way of beating us down, right? And we need more people like that in it. So kudos to Mindy for sure. She's awesome.
Absolutely. I like Mindy's laugh.
Yeah.
It's so unique, and she's just a natural person, and it's just like, regardless of how big she would be on social media or in crypto or what's happening with Grove, being one of the founders, I feel like she's always going to be Mindy.
Yep.
So I really appreciate her.
Yep, for sure.
Real person wanting to hang out with everybody.
And if she laughs and you're not laughing with her, there's something wrong, because she has that infectious laugh. I just love it.
Yeah. She's definitely on the short list of people that we've talked to or I've seen in the Twitter world that I have to meet in person. I mean, she's definitely on that list for sure. Well, with that being said, it's about that time, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
Too? Yeah. Hey yo, listen. So I have my Oculus Quest 2 right here.
Okay.
And I was in the space yesterday, and I was telling people about the Oculus, and pretty much what I think is gonna be a catalyst for crypto too as well. Also for NFTs and just the whole AR, VR type of scene. If you guys are not in the metaverse, like really in the metaverse, and I'm just speaking to all your listeners, you guys need to get in the metaverse. It's an amazing place. There's a lot of building taking place in the metaverse. A lot of companies are heading there, and there's a lot of opportunities. People are bringing their businesses there, and crypto. I mean, they got a SafeMoon space there with Josh, Metaverse Josh. He created a SafeMoon space.
Which is
also,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really awesome. And I just really think that dealing with Web3, and in the industry, because crypto, NFTs, it in social media, I think they all kind of go hand in hand, right? And this, they have social media platforms in the metaverse, because when people say, "Oh, I've been in the metaverse," and listen, the metaverse is like saying the internet. Okay, you got to be a little bit more specific.
Yep.
So yeah, so but I was in the space yesterday, just explaining to people the amazing things that can be done there, and we really have to think outside the box. What job opportunities that we can find, business opportunities that we can find, and how having meetings with people and possibly passing and making crypto a thing for the metaverse. I mean, it's the possibilities is like skies. It's like really is no limit what can be done there. So if anyone haven't got a Quest 2 or maybe the new Quest Pro, which is like $1,500, I'm not doing it. But I just encourage people to get inside, get to know, don't be afraid of it, and maybe go to your Best Buy or wherever Costco's or wherever you want to grab a headset and come up with some get creative and come up with some new worlds, maybe on Allspace and some of the other great platforms on there. So I'm not a paid spokesperson. I just believe in what this can do. I want to stretch people imaginations and abilities, what they might be capable of, even though they may never try. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely something that's on the up and coming, and not something we've really played with yet, but something that does intrigue me. So I'm sure we'll be getting there.
Yeah.
Maybe Santa Claus will bring you one for Christmas.
Well, we got one. We got an Oculus 2 at home.
Do you?
I don't play it, but my kids do.
Oh man,
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful. Be careful with the kids.
But, Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah. I mean, it's some everything. I mean, they got games, documentaries, movie 360, YouTube 360. I mean, you could actually be in this virtual reality, and it's a very well. It's a machine. I mean, obviously, it's like going from Atari to Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Now you got PlayStation. Or whatever. It's just on a completely different level. So it's a real experience. It's relaxing for me. I do a lot of things in the metaverse. So
cool.
That's cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, we're gonna take this opportunity to get into Caleb's questions.
All right. Hold on.
It's time for Caleb's Choice.
His choice.
His rules.
We're gonna have to take some of these videos and just make like a Holly dance someday.
I was say every time I'm editing, I'm like, oh, there's her dance. Right
Yeah,
there.
there's 5 seconds. Just piece it all together, different shirts and stuff like that. So, all right, Caleb, you're up, man.
All right. First question. What would you title this chapter of your life? What would the title of this chapter of your life be?
Wow. What's
I
yours?
got mine.
It's your question. You have to
Holly?
answer.
Oh, so she's got one?
Well,
I
sorry.
do got one. This chapter would be called The Building Phase. That would be the chapter of, yes. I mean, going through different things and, the whole, I definitely, mine would be the building phase chapter.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Nice.
What about you, Jeremiah? Do you have one?
I think this would be the investment phase of my life. Investing in my future, investing in the future me and the future family. The same family, but just the future family.
Sure.
So I think that's the title of my life right now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I like that.
I think mine, even though I'm doing, like the things that you guys are talking about, is if I titled this chapter, it would be content. Like, no matter what happens with these investments, no matter what happens with, say, this podcast, I am super content in my life right now. I have an awesome wife, an awesome family, awesome friends that I consider family. It's just, I'm a little bit older than probably anybody else here, so that might help too.
A little bit.
Been through
Wow.
Sorry.
but at the same time, I just am. I'm very content. So that's what I would label this chapter. What about you?
I like it.
Chaos? Is yours chaos?
No. Watch your back. No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
No, I would say the be patient phase.
Oh, patience.
Patience. Wait.
Patience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some deep answers for you to follow, Caleb.
Some like Jedi stuff.
Mine's just
Yeah.
adventure.
Adventure?
Ed- That's like the chapter of your everything.
My
of
life is
you. Adventure.
That's like the subplot of every chapter of his life.
I need that to be my next chapter.
Adventure.
Adventure?
To There and Back Again by Caleb.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
He's gonna write a book now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can write a book after all of this. We've seen it all, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Next question is, next Friday is Black Friday. Do you guys go Black Friday shopping?
No, hell no.
Okay. Wow.
You can pay me enough money to do that.
Have you ever been Black Friday shopping?
No,
Okay.
I refuse to partake.
I
That's
did.
just me.
I did once. Straight to Micro Center, straight back home.
Yeah.
My God. In and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew what I wanted.
Yeah, but how long do you have to wait in line? Like 3 hours?
No, actually, that one wasn't. It was maybe 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I have gone shopping, Black Friday shopping. I don't do it anymore. The last time I went, I got a ticket on the way going to like so
Didn't save any money that day.
oh my gosh, I was so
Excuse
upset, man. He was supposed to give me a ticket for my tent, and they were waiting. And he said, "Oh, by the way, I like your car." I was like, "Dude, then you like my car? Why you pull me over? Just let me off."
It's just like,
But on a serious note, I don't do it anymore. I try to get all the shopping done beforehand. I think Best Buy they typically have like on sale. You can try to get in there before Black Friday, and yeah, I mean it's a thing if people are into that.
yeah,
I'm cool with it.
yeah. I like Best Buy.
Holly?
No, I don't. I have in the past, but no, ever since the pandemic, I am an online shopper. Like to this day, I know I can go into stores. I just am not. There's too many people. Okay, and the sale is not that great on Black Friday. So why am I going to stand in line? I remember. So one year, I think this was my last year that I actually went. There was a TV that was on sale. It was a big TV, and I think it was like $400 or something like that. And we stood in line for hours and hours and hours, and literally we drank hot chocolate and Baileys.
Oh yeah.
In the parking lot waiting. And that same TV literally stayed on that sale for days after. I mean, probably weeks after, up until Christmas. I was pissed. I was like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah,
I literally got it online for that price.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm winning on that one.
Too much.
I agree with you guys. I don't go Black Friday shopping because I don't like the crowds.
I was really hoping Holly's story was going to end. We were so tipsy, we bought the television and dropped it in the parking lot. But
Oh my God.
that's not how that went down?
Wow.
Okay, dang. That would have been good. That
Yeah,
would have been awesome.
Gosh. We got our drink on.
absolutely.
Yeah. I got it.
Absolutely.
This question's from my daughter. She wants to know if you guys have ever been in a fight.
Oh, Lord. Is this
Not
the one
Twitter.
yesterday?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I'll
says
you
what?
go first.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
For me,
No, yeah, sure.
a couple. Yes.
Did you win?
Yes.
Caleb always wins. That's a guarantee.
Yeah. It wasn't anything exciting, but yeah, I've been in a couple fights.
You've got me out of a couple fights just by showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I tell people that, like, there was one time I was playing basketball in the city and some people decided they wanted to mess around, and I don't usually back down from anything. So I was like, all right, let's go. And then all of a sudden they all kind of turned away and they just left. And I thought, yeah, look at me, I'm good to go. And I turned around and Caleb was standing there and I was like, okay, that's fine. He showed up. He was sitting down on the bleachers, and when he stood up, he's like 6'8". He stood up and they all went, eh. And they left.
Oh, 6'8", man, 6'8".
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's
Wow.
giant.
Yeah.
Giant.
So have you been in a fight?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not like that. Just some high school stuff, but nothing serious. I'm pretty easygoing.
Holly, you ever been in a fight?
You guys, I've been in one, and you know what? It was with my best friend.
That seems like a
Wow.
girl thing.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
We
thing.
need to hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we both worked at Fazoli's when we were in high school. I mean, I think we were both 16 at the time. And she was, I don't even know what we were mad at each other about. Like, I can't even remember. But she said something snarky to me. And at Fazoli's, I don't know if you guys know what Fazoli's
Yep.
is. It's like okay. So I was I was working the register and giving the lady her spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
And she said something snarky to me, and it made me very angry. And so I had the spaghetti, and I shoved it to the lady on the counter, and it spilled all over the lady.
Oh, jeez.
And I went and I
Probably
said,
got fired.
I told my friend Danielle, do you have a problem? And she was like, you're my problem or something like that. And she came at me like to hit me, and I grabbed her hair and I like just put her on the ground, and I said, I'm not going to hit you, but quit your shit. Like,
There you go.
Wow.
I was trying so hard, and I had her like a whole, chunk of her hair, and had her down on the ground where she could not move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up getting fired.
Yeah. I can see that. I thought that maybe that's where that story was going.
Yeah, we ended up getting fired, but we became, like best friends literally 15 minutes after that happened. And the manager was pissed because they're like, you guys, so now you caused all that commotion and you guys are sitting in the parking lot, friends. Like,
Yeah.
you're fired. Like, she was pissed. But yeah, that was the closest to a fight, is grabbing her hair. I wasn't going to hit her because she was my friend and I knew it. But to calm her down, the only thing I could do was grab her hair and pin her to the ground and keep her there.
For those people that don't know anything about fighting, if you control the head, you control the rest of the body. So that was a very good move, Holly.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, what about you?
Man, have I ever gotten a fight? That's a good question. And it's a very good question because I was just thinking about, like, man, I wonder how I feel to get knocked out. Like, people get knocked out. I wonder how that feels. But have I? Yeah, I've been in fights. I'm a very laid back, cool guy. But back in the day, I was in school, in high school, and things used to happen, man. So yeah, sometimes you just trying to be yourself. You gotta, fellas, man, they might be a little jealous of you or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I was a ladies' man back then, so
Yeah.
Ooh, a ladies' man.
So yeah, I've been in a couple fights. Have I ever lost a fight? No. I've been like, I got, I remember, because I used to work out a lot too. I used to do my thing. I used to do my thing. And so, and it's funny you say the head, because no one really would like try to hit me in the head like that, but hit me in my body. And I got jumped by like 5 guys, man. And I got a few of them not to go out running. It was a good time. Ran around the school. They ran through the courtyard, and all I could do was do like a Bruce Lee jump kick, and I got caught. And thank God the principal was right there, so everything worked out perfectly. I was good, but it was quite interesting. Now these days, I don't know how well I can fight. I try to avoid issues.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wise.
Older, man. Things just don't work how they used to work anymore.
No.
And they don't heal as fast.
No.
You'll break a rib. Break a rib.
In your knees.
Yeah.
Don't wrestle the young people either.
All right, my last question for today is: where's the worst smelling place you've ever been?
Worst smelling?
Worst smelling place you've ever been? I used to live out in Colorado, and there's a zoo out there called the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. And in the wintertime, their hippo enclosure is rank. It is bad.
The hippos.
You walk in there and it makes you want to throw up. It's really bad.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
The worst smell?
Yeah.
Do you have an
There's
answer?
been a lot. I don't know.
I was going to say Greg's house.
Oh.
My house.
No, it's not true, Shauna. It's not true.
Oh,
Okay?
no.
I thought it would be a funny joke
Speaking
until I
of
thought of
picking
your
a
wife.
fight,
Yeah.
he picked a fight.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys have an answer while I think about this?
I can't talk about it, but yes, I will mention another place.
Okay.
I know the kids watch this. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
So I will say honestly, I have to kind of like go with you about that, man. The zoo
Is
has
it?
definitely,
Okay.
yeah. Or you walk in the bathroom after somebody, that's always horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg's got some.
I got something. Yeah. No, whenever they like clean the Johnnies, like the moment they're cleaning that and that truck comes by and you catch a whiff of that, that's the worst.
Oh, like the porta potty thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you catch it right when they're cleaning it out.
Oh,
Those poor guys.
that's
That's
disgusting.
bad.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, we're all plumbers, so there you got.
Yeah, I was going to say it has to do something with plumbing.
Yeah,
Something
we
that
all
I...
plumb together.
Yeah,
Once
whenever
upon a
I
time.
unhooked something and got sprayed or...
Pulling the hair
There's a
clogger
reason
out.
why we
That's
don't
pretty
do it
bad.
anymore. Oh, you
Hair
know what?
clogs are pretty funky.
I have pulled out clogs and showers that have been this long and this thick,
Yeah.
and those things reek.
Yeah, they do.
So I would say people's showers is the smelliest place I've ever been.
I always love those videos where the guy's going to clean it out and show you how.
And they start
going,
gagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
It is.
It is something you have to get used to.
Yeah.
So you guys are all plumbers.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we can all plumb.
Kidding me.
Well,
So have you ever thought about like for Halloween dressing up as like Luigi and Mario?
yes, of course.
So yeah,
Yeah.
of course we have.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. No, we all
Yeah.
started doing something different with our lives, and then in our mid to late 30s, we all kind of got into plumbing.
Yeah.
Like he was a tech guy, he
I'm
was
an
a
IT
computer
guy.
guy. I used to manage multiple hotel brands. He was everything from a cook to
Banker.
a banker to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And we all had a mutual friend that owned a plumbing company and he needed help. And we all was like, well, we don't know how to do it, but we'll give it a shot. And we all met each other. Well, Caleb and I, brothers, so we've known each other forever. But that's where we met Greg. And he became a brother there. And then
Yeah, I was
none of us
working on
worked
the-
there anymore.
I was working on the
So-
computers. Was what I was hired
Yeah,
for
he was
first.
the IT guy.
And then I got recruited to plumb. They're just
Yeah.
like, "You want to plumb?" I was like, "Okay,
Sure.
Yeah, he was dumb enough to say yes.
why not?"
So my question is for you three.
Uh-huh.
You ever had any like really like disgusting stories like you got like sewage or whatever on you or sprayed in your face or anything
Oh,
like
yeah.
that ever?
Daily.
Yeah.
me not so much, but maybe you guys. I've had a lot of close
Oh, yeah.
calls.
It
The
happens
worst
all the
thing
time.
I've ever seen though was a guy I was working with was taking a cap off of it was probably an 8-inch pipe. I mean, big. And the cap was being pushed off the pipe, so we knew it had stuff in it. And he was a new guy. And as he was pulling, I go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Taking the cap off." And before I could say, "Move," like don't stand in front of it when you do that, he loosened it enough to where it just went. Oof.
Oh.
And I was like, and he instantly just started taking his clothes off. And we got a hose. He's standing there in his underwear, and I'm hosing him down with a hose. And we usually had like coveralls and stuff like that in the van for when it was cold or whatever. And so I put him in those, and he didn't. I don't think he lasted much longer after that. But literally, do not stand in front of a giant pipe that's clogged
You get sick
because
from that,
it's coming
too.
out.
Yeah.
Well, I had a similar story helper. Austin, he did that and he got sick.
Oh yeah, it's
'Cause he got
nasty.
it in his
Better be
mouth.
up on
His
your
mouth.
shots. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
he got.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh my God. I can't imagine, man. That right there would change your life, and I don't blame the guy for leaving.
Yeah,
Slow and
it
steady
ain't
wins the
changing your
race.
life for the better. I promise you that.
Oh my God.
Uh.
I don't know. That has to be the worst.
Holly, what's your question? Do you have a good one for us today, or is it going to break our brains?
No, it's not going to break our brains. But what is the craziest thing you want to do before you die?
Ooh. Craziest thing?
Craziest. Okay, well,
You got one, don't you?
I do. I'd love to like get on one of those mounted machine guns on a truck or something, go all Rambo on something. Not on anybody, but just like.
Hey, maybe they'll let us do that when we turn down our podcast studio. They'll let us blow it up with a machine gun.
Yeah, just blow something up. I don't know. Maybe do that and then follow it up with an RPG, just for fun.
So unrealistic, crazy.
Crazy.
I would love to drive a NASCAR in a NASCAR race.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think
my
I'd be any
dream,
good
yeah.
at it,
Oh, that'd
but
be
I would
fun.
like to just go as fast as that thing could go, knowing that I'm in a roll cage and a helmet and all this stuff. And if I wreck, I wreck, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be very good at it. But somebody's going down with me.
I'm just seeing Talladega Nights in my head.
There you go. I just saw
Shaking
that
bag.
the other day. That's what made me think of it.
Shaking
But
bag.
see, and Josh, I don't even see that as crazy because that's something that, like, I know I'd be good at it.
See-
I would love to do it.
200 miles an hour is crazy, Holly.
I don't think so. Like, that's
I
not
think
crazy.
you would if you got in the car. What's the fastest you've ever
No,
driven in a
no,
car?
I have about 170.
Okay, me too. It's pretty fast.
Well, and I used to date somebody who drove a race car.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so I've driven an actual like NASCAR race car.
Nice.
That's cool.
And it is amazing. It's so thrilling for me. And I'm like, I could totally be a driver.
Well, you have to be
Totally.
little to be a good driver, so you'd work. That'd work.
I know. See, it
Caleb
would be
doesn't
perfect.
qualify. You probably couldn't even fit in a NASCAR.
Mm,
I bet they're not built for you.
probably not.
Mm-mm.
Jeremiah,
they
what
would
about
be-
you?
Kind of custom.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
True. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fastest I've driven was 187, and that was insane. And I had people with me because we did like a rally, and it's just late at night, so it wasn't a lot of cars on the highway, and a lot of these cars are built to do this, so it wasn't like driving someone's Honda or somebody's Nissan. Something like that. But yeah, that was intense. It's a personal car, but yeah, it was crazy. Something I want to do is, and I think this is a great question. I would love to go to space, and yeah.
that's a good one.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That's good.
You can have it.
Oh.
I'm not interested.
That would have been my second thing. That would have been my second
I'm
thing.
going to be the guy on the
Yes.
rocket when they have the catastrophic experience. That would just be me.
Yeah.
Still be worth it.
That thing blows up. Everybody goes, "Oh, I bet Josh was on that one." Yep, I was there.
To the moon.
Can I tell a real funny story real fast?
No.
It has to do with speed.
Yeah.
So I had a buddy right after high school that went to the Army, and I went to pick him up when he got out of Fort Gordon, Augusta, Georgia. I flew down. We drove his car back, and he owned a 1967 Firebird 400. Okay, this thing was awesome, and you could only go about 2 hours on the highway before you had to stop and get gas. So every 2 hours we would switch drivers, and I'm driving through Atlanta, and it's late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if they still do this, but back in the early 90s, a Georgia highway patrolman got to buy whatever car they wanted to use, and then they'd put the stickers on it. So this highway patrolman pulls up next to me, driving a Vet, and revs his engine and gives me the signal that he wants to race. It's 8 lanes of traffic through Georgia, and I looked over at my buddy, because it's not my car, right? And I said, "What do you think?" And he goes, "It's your ticket." And I looked at him, and we stomped on it, and we were doing about I said 170. It was about 185 through Atlanta, racing a highway patrolman. And then I started to get freaked out, and I was like, I don't really know what to do. And there was an exit, and I just went, whoa, and he just kept going. So, yeah, it was insane. It was insane. But speaking of that, man, I had to tell that story real quick.
That's good. That's good.
I know that had to feel kind of sketchy too with the car going that fast.
Oh, it was. It was sketchy, man. And let's just say we didn't make it 2 hours on that take of fuel. We had to stop and get. You could literally almost see the gas gauge moving as we were doing like 185 or whatever it was. So I think the statutes of limitations is passed on that. So I don't think anybody can come back and get me for that.
I think you're good. I'm an old school guy, classic guy. So I love classic cars. So that don't get my blood going. I got one myself. So I mean I'm with you guys on that.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Hey, I went 90 in a Plymouth Neon once.
That's saying something.
The car
That's
started
really sketchy.
I can tell
Oh, it
you,
was. The car started
I
shaking.
can tell you if you get over 100 miles an hour in a 70s Cadillac, that thing will start to float. Like it just wants to take off. I was like, okay, no faster, we're done.
Yes.
All right, so taste test time.
So
Taste test.
I think it is time for that. So Holly, you and Jeremiah doesn't know what we're eating yet, does he?
I love
No.
this. I love
Okay,
this part.
so
Holly's like, yes.
Can I show you guys? Can I show you guys? Let me see if I can do it. If I can turn this the other way. So, hold on. Is it turning? No.
Oh,
Yes.
there you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Yep.
I haven't opened it. I opened it, but I haven't taken it out yet. So I have no idea what this thing is.
Yes.
All right.
okay.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, I will tell you, Jeremiah, that 2 weeks ago we did the one chip challenge, which ruined my life for at least a week.
Right.
Last week we thought we were doing something that was pretty simple that might suck a little bit. It was I don't know. Can you say it was worse than the one chip challenge?
To me, it was.
It's
No.
freaking close. It was
It
bad.
was close.
It was like
It
one
was
chip
close.
challenge right here.
This
Like
was-
it's pushing.
This is the worst one I've done, for sure. I think.
Yeah, you didn't eat the whole bag.
No.
Actually, it's the only thing I've ever spit out. It was that bad. It was
Yeah.
horrible. And so this week, because we need a little bit of a break, you might be getting off a little bit lucky.
Yes.
Maybe.
But it shows up better
What?
on your camera, Holly, if you put her full screen.
Oh, yeah,
Put your bag up there so people can see what it is. As it shows
All right,
up better
so
on
did you
yours.
open it?
Did you open yours, Jeremiah?
So I got. Hold on. Let me see if I can put my hands on it here. Let me.
Okay, so I tell you what, why don't you tell the people what it is and put it in front of your camera?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like it's so I was going for more of the funny,
Yeah.
not so much the nasty, but I have a feeling it might not be great.
It might be nasty.
I'm excited.
It might be nasty. I don't
Oh,
know,
man.
but I just thought the title, the
told me.
Now
name
you
of it.
can't zip it anymore because
Oh my God.
You blew it.
I blew it.
my- I got my hand on it, and I haven't looked at it yet,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sketchy.
All right, go
Oh,
ahead.
good.
Get it out.
You got to announce it.
Yep.
You got to announce it.
What is? Hold on a second. Is this? Hold on a second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, switch it, turn it around.
What's the other side say?
Oh wait. Oh no. Oh heck no.
Oh.
Oh wait a minute. Is this like this tastes like horse poop or something like that? Like,
We
Hope
don't
not.
know.
No.
but it's called ass munch.
Ass munch.
It's a mouthful.
It's a
It's
mouthful.
a
It's
mouthful.
a mouthful.
Wow.
But
It's
it
a
doesn't
mouthful.
say. It says it's world famous, but it doesn't say what it's
So
going to
those
taste like.
Sour pickle
It's
balls.
just guacamole sesame mix.
Yeah.
So it's like a spicy trail mix.
Oh, it does say that on the
It
back.
should be good.
Spicy, all right.
I don't think it's going to taste like it.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's probably not going to taste like ass.
No.
I hope it doesn't taste like ass. We need a freaking break, okay? And we got some stuff coming up on the taste test. It's not going to be awesome.
This morning.
We need a break this week. So
Yeah, so can you see
ass
it?
munch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is everybody ready?
It's a mouthful.
I'm not ready.
Not ready yet.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second. Hold on a second. Let me get this.
You got
I need
pregame?
to put the camera down for a moment. Let me get the drink ready.
Okay.
'Cause,
I ran out of drink.
Yeah, I did too.
What?
What's that?
Are we just putting some in our
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got
I just got a handful
It's a mouthful and a handful.
of
It's a,
ass
mouth,
munch.
it's a mouthful.
okay, Holly, what does it smell like?
It stinks.
Yeah, what is that smell?
Well,
it
ass
smells,
munch.
Yeah, it's ass munch. It tastes like
Like
a
donkeys.
wait, it smells like peanuts.
Yeah.
It smells like something peanuts.
spicy peanuts.
Oh,
Spicy peanuts.
okay. Oh, Jesus.
All of a sudden, Jeremiah has a peanut allergy.
Yeah, actually, I do.
You do?
Oh, how did you know?
Yeah.
No, that's it. I was like, oh shoot.
I have a pickle allergy now, by the way. We're never doing that again.
There's corn nuts.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's
I
going to
like
be good.
corn nuts.
I don't think this is going to be horrible.
I think it
I
looks
don't know
good.
what these green things are.
Ass
Uh,
munch.
You know what? I think even if
Dry
it's good,
avocado, I think.
Even if what?
even if it's good, it's what I'm afraid what it might do to you afterwards.
Oh, maybe that's
what
what
the
the
name
name
comes
means.
from?
Jeremiah, man, the one chip challenge.
Oh, really?
All I gotta say is,
bad?
this gonna be all right.
Yeah, this will be fine.
This is gonna be all right.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling it's not going to be great.
All right, you
ready?
guys ready?
ready?
All right.
3.
Do you want some in your hand, Jeremiah?
I do.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Cheers.
2,
2,
1.
1.
Cheers.
Oh, weird.
I like it.
It's funky.
I'm getting into it now.
Jeremiah likes it.
That's not bad.
No, it's not that bad.
I'd eat that bag.
Okay,
yeah.
That's
Oh
good.
yeah.
so
That's pretty good.
I think I dodged the bullet here.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
see, I would see how
Yeah.
nice I am.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I don't like the green things. They made a weird taste to it.
It does have a little bit of
think
heat after the fact,
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's more.
but I'm gonna go on record to say
That's the best.
that's the best thing we've ever tasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I only say that over the gummy frogs because I don't know, those tasted a little weird, and I think it was hot and
Yeah.
things melted, and
Yeah.
but this was pretty. I would eat this.
Yeah.
So
Commercial.
everybody, run out and get yourself some ass munch.
Yes. That's much. It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
That is very, very good though. I like it. That bag won't last. And of course, that's like the one thing that I had to buy on Amazon. They didn't send me 2 of.
Yeah.
The one thing that's actually
Right.
good. So we're gonna force feed Greg's kids those sour pickle balls sometime and record it.
Yeah, record that.
Well, guys,
Thank you for
I'm
inviting me.
so glad Jeremiah got off easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my heart is so happy right now.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, but if anybody asks, you have to say, if they say, okay, so what did you have to eat? You have to say as much. You ate as much.
I will.
And then,
Alright.
and then you have to follow up with, it was a mouthful.
that's what I'm gonna put on the tweet. Says the taste test was a mouthful.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Watch it. It was a
Right.
Well,
I never
Jeremiah,
thought I'd like as much. Go ahead.
Jeremiah, thank you very much for coming on, man. It's been our absolute pleasure. And we will continue to support you and listen in on you and someday come up and talk to you on the water cooler. And is there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I'm still chewing. I don't even think I need to drink.
No, that's pretty good, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for just allowing me to come on your show and hang out with you guys and girls. I really appreciate this. It's good to. Is this my first time I got interviewed? I think it is. I might be wrong, but I think it is. So I really appreciate you guys. Is really doing this for me. Safe Moon to the Moon. All our partners. I hope you guys are doing well, and this is fun. I hope to have you guys on the water cooler too, and we can come up there and just hang out. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, just let us know when, man.
All right. Well, hey, I set it up with Holly, and I'm sure we'll find out some dates that we can do. Hopefully, we can do it before the end of the year. That's
Sure.
that's the goal.
Okay.
Sure.
Open and available for you guys.
Sounds
Okay.
good, man. Well, best of luck in everything inside of crypto, outside of crypto, with life. Maybe someday you'll get to go to space.
Yeah.
But we're rooting for you, man. And if you ever need anything, just let us know. All
Thank
right?
you so much. I really appreciate you. I think I just tasted a peanut in there that's a little questionable. So
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of I still feel like we got off way easy, though. Way better than normal. So,
Yes, we did.
but guys, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
Be kind.
Take care.